The last part of the question says, what is the smallest value of n if there's to be at least a 95% chance of starting before the nth attempt? What is the least value of n if there's to be at least a 95% chance of starting before the nth attempt? Can anybody turn that into notation? The smallest value of n for a 95%, at least a 95% chance of starting before the nth attempt.
X equals n, which equals 95. 0.05.
Right, okay, I'm going to put all those things down, but I'm going to not put down what you had here. Yeah?
Okay.
Yes. Okay, less than there. And the question said at least a 95% chance.
Equals or greater.
Yeah, greater than or equal to. So that's what they're after. Converting that word thing into notation, that is what they want. Now, what's the opposite of this?
X is greater than or equal to n, which is less than 0.
Hey, x is greater than or equal to
N, which is less than 0.05.
Okay, so switching it around and doing the opposite, we get that.
You put less than or equal to.
Sorry, why do we have?
Equal to.
Okay, the opposite of less than n is n or more than n.
Yeah.
So that's why I've got it over there.
The opposite of greater than or equal to isn't less than or equal to.
No, but if you want something to be greater than 95, then the opposite way around, you have to be less than 5.
Right.
If you think about it on the number line, if you were shading greater than 95, like 95 to 100, the opposite of that is shading anything lower than
Yeah.
5, 0 to 5.
Okay.
That is correct. Okay. Can anyone tell me another way of writing this down here? Greater than or equal to n. Can anyone tell me a way of writing it down with just that symbol there and take the equals bit off?
Greater than n, which is less than 0.05.
Hang on. I'm going to keep that bit over there the same. Greater than or equal to n
It's greater than
is strictly greater than,
or equal greater than n minus 1.
yes. And where today have we had a red box rule that was fairly similar then to this one? We had a red box rule from earlier that said, I think the probability x was greater than r is 1 minus p to the power of r. So if I use that here, I've just basically replaced r with n minus 1.
1 minus n minus 1 to the power of r.
So, yeah, here, all I've changed on the left is an n minus 1 has become an r. So over here on the right hand side, I will keep a 1 minus p, but r gets replaced with n minus 1. And what's 1 minus p in this question?
Probably.
Yeah.
0.
5, 6. 1 minus p is 5, 6. So I got 5, 6 to the n minus 1. Then that has to be less than or equal to 0.05. And now, how do we go about solving something like that? Logs. Now you have a way of doing it on your calculators. Can you do what you do on your calculators? And you are not working out n, you'll be working out n minus 1. You're working out the power first of all. So do what you do on your calculators. What is it you do on your calculators? Because you do it differently to me.
You have that button.
So, what base number will you put in?
Yeah.
You don't have to, no, but I think people were
Surely-
doing it that way last time
So
round.
it was just base 10.
Yeah. I think you, last time, you were doing that, weren't you, on your calculators? And I said my calculator couldn't even do that. The way I did on a calculator, I did the 0.05 divided by log of 5, 6.
Does that?
16.43.
So that's coming out to be 16.43.
That'd be
16.43.
17.
Okay, if you can do that, that is what n minus 1 is, because that's what the power was. So n minus 1 is 16.43, but we're interested in what n is.
So it's 17.43.
But it's going to have to be 18, yeah, but because it's a number of throws, n has to be an integer. 17 isn't big enough, 17.43 would be, so our final answer would be n is going to be equal to 18.